What's up, people? It's your boy Jatois. I'm here today in Kerbal Space Program 1.5.0. Now, what you are seeing here is some of the new changes that are going on in the new release. And as you can see here, this is the new suit that the Kerbals are now going to be wearing by default. You can see that nice little face that seems to be showing up on the background of a Kerbal screaming in horror and agony. But other than that, it looks like the helmets have gained some size, or the Kerbals have gone on a head diet, because they fit a lot better now. Now, I did not place each one of these Kerbals here. No, I was able to actually assign them in the VAB and Space Plane Hangar, and now they show up as they should. Now, with this many Kerbals, it did take a bit of time for it to load. That's understandable. But what I want to try right now is, as in other instances like take command, usually when you do something like this, the Kerbal gets very fragile. So what we're going to do is we are going to send our buddy here. We're going to tell him to leave seat. Let's see what happens. And that happened actually beautifully. So they actually will obey the rules of physics and all that good stuff. So let's take a look at the RCS. You see, that's pretty nice. No real changes. Everything looks to be good, but that's a really clean pack. They are a bit closer to the ground, and I like the arms, the body, the suit looks very crisp. Look at the textures on there. Oh, that's beautiful. I would like a hoodie like this. I definitely would appreciate a hoodie. Let's check out the animations, and back it goes. That is beautiful. Look at the textures. Very nice job. I love those textures. They don't have a name on their name tag. That would have been a nice little extra oomph. But let's go ahead and check out some of the other things on our hideous aircraft here. Some of the other changes. The Mark One cockpit. Let's get a quick aim on here. So this is the Mark One command pod. You'll see there are 3 variants. This is the dark variant, and then there is the black and white, and then there is the solid white variant. So there are now 3 different variants, and the actual texture itself has changed. It looks to be a lot more detailed, and is kind of follows in line with some of the newer designs. Although I kind of took a shine to the old ones, that is just nostalgia. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one up in the line, the Stay Putnik. It looks like it's actually metal. That looks beautiful. Our noble meatball has finally gained its metal shell, and now it actually looks really good. It actually looks like it could be like a Star Wars drone head, and someone is probably going to get to work on that now that I've said it, and make this an eyeball. That would be so perfect. That would be absolutely perfect. Let's check out the Hex 2. So let's go ahead and aim camera. Boop. And see, this one actually has also changed a bit of texture. It looks a bit cleaner, that gold texture coming through a bit more, and it actually looks really fantastic. It is one of those things that I don't use too much because, well, I tend to just use the Stay Putnik, but I may have to use that one more, as I am enjoying the textures on it now. And this is the Hex, the non-2 version, the original version. A lot more detail on here. You see, it's a really clean texture now. If you get in too close, of course, everything's going to look really foggy, but that is just because the textures. But it is a lot cleaner. It has changed a bit and looks really nice. Alright, so let's jump over to the T100. Starting here, you can see the T100, the T200, the T400, and the T800 all have gained new textures and new variants. Starting off with the new black and white and the orange. As you can see up here, only 2 of them actually consist of any orange. I would have liked to see more orange. There's definitely a lack of orange in the 100 and the 400. A definite lack of orange, but that's going to give you kind of like your striped form, so that's not so bad. I suppose I would love to see that as orange, more orange. So let's go over to the Hammer and the Flea. These are some of the other changes that have happened here. They have also gained a new texture and new variants. You can see the 3 here with the orange and the yellow actually showing up there. So white, orange, yellow for the hammer and the flea variants. Let's jump over to our noble Probodyne Rove Meat. And you'll see one thing that I actually really enjoy. It's not the new textures. The new textures are indeed beautiful, as you can actually see the fabric textures right there in the material now, and that looks really clean, really nice. But this is the actual orientation of them now. So as you pull them out, they will be facing up and down. This orientation for them has been adjusted by 90 degrees. This is a beautiful thing, and I can definitely say I approve wholeheartedly of that change, because it makes making rovers that much easier, and you can actually almost want to reach out and feel that fabric. Feel too far that fabric as you scroll through and see the 2 new textures. I really like this gold one. It is fantastic. But let's take a look at the original one here and all of its amazing rivets. It does not have the protective coat, the nice gold shell that the other one has. Let's go back up to that one and take a view. That is beautiful. I like that. It is ready. It is race ready. You get your Kerbals ready for that. Speaking of which, let's take a look. Well, overall Kerbals. Our Kerbals are here again. But I want to deploy his shoot. So we're gonna do this. Minimum pressure, altitude 50. And we are going to leave seat, press P, deploy shoot, jump. That could have worked a lot better. But he jumps right back up, no problem. Alright, so let's take a look at the Cockto, the Octo. And this one actually has a new texture as well. It looks really clean. You can actually once again see the metal. The textures have changed ever so slightly. I love this one. This is actually one of my go-tos, and the Octo is definitely one of my favorite little toys that I will continue to use almost as much as the Octo 2. I did not mean to auto strut. There you go, the Octo 2, which is another one of my go-tos. I really like this one as well. It's really small, really nice to use, and the textures are actually looking amazing. I love these little changes that you can see here. But you're probably wondering what's going on over here. Okay, let's take a look at the service module. Let's take a look at the service module. And you will now see the new texture for the service module. Enable cutaway. Look at that. That's beautiful. This thing is, I've found various uses for it, even though I haven't shown very much of me using it. It is a fantastic thing to use for storing parts, and I like to use it on my stations a lot. But let's go ahead and aim at my favorite change that I've seen so far for, of course, these last 2 take making history. And you can see there is a change to these panels. The gold texture has changed, and they've added in a silver texture. Look how beautiful that is. Each one looks like it's wrapped in a bit of metal foil and is ready to wrap around any form of chocolate that I may throw at it. And I'm not sure why there is not chocolate in this game. There needs to be more chocolate. Wholeheartedly agree. So those are some of the main changes that has happened with the textures, that has happened with the Kerbals, that has happened with the I'm gonna launch this. And I loved every last second of that. I loved every last second of that as it happened. That was beautiful. We're gonna actually add in a docking port in the front here, just because we can, because I want to see how well this works in staging. So you can actually enable port staging and you'll see it right here. We can actually now have that as part of our staging. And this is fantastic because this is something I actually really would find myself using. So I would do something like this. Alright, so here we are. We have our aircraft here, and we are ready to test out the decoupling. And 3, 2, and 1, and fire. Well, that was a direct hit, but the explosion kind of popped up over here. That was a bit weird. Not sure what caused that. So better burn has been implemented, but we want to see what it's going to look like. So for instance, let's go ahead and we're going to set a new maneuver here, and we are going to set our burn. And as you see here, the area in the red, we don't have fuel to go there. We're going to do it anyway and see what happens. It's just going to burn itself out, but hey, it's worth a try always. So, as you see, we're setting ourselves up here and we are burning. Now, as you see here, it's recalculating, adjusting, and we do not have that extra burn time that we need. And it's showing in red, letting us know, hey, you fudged up. You do not have the fuel to actually make that burn. So that is the one thing that a lot of people are probably really hyped to see. I myself love to see it. You can also, I really like to see the time here, the meters per second that we are currently chewing down. And between this and now being able to see here the burn time that we don't have available, that is beautiful. I can see right now that we are about out of burn. We only have 2 seconds left of burn time, and guess what? We're dead in the water. And now it's sitting there laughing at us. But this is going to be something very, very handy, because I oftentimes, if I don't have Kerbal Engineer Redux installed, will run into something like this where I just won't calculate things right anymore because I sometimes just guess. To be completely honest, I don't want to always do math. So there you go. Those are some of the major changes that have happened within the game. And hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, drop in a like and share it on out to your friends. And I guess the main question we're going to keep receiving, because there's a lot of people that use the old versions of Kerbal Space Program because they don't want to update their mods. They don't want to do a lot of things. Is will the mods work? Is it worth changing up to 1.5.0? I would say yes, it is worth changing up to 1.5 because you're going to get the stock ability to put your Kerbals in the command seats, which to me is absolutely huge. You get the improved wheels for your aircraft. Now, if you're an airplane builder, which there are plenty of us out there, that is also extremely huge. As far as a lot of the other improvements, retextures and things, if you like rockets, you can style your rockets a lot better now. If you want to see your Kerbals up close and personal, you can do that as well. I actually spend a lot of time building airplanes, so this is absolutely huge to me. Just those two updates are to me more than worthwhile than to change up to 1.5. So definitely take that into account, and hopefully your mods will still work, but always do your mod check dance on any update. But for now, I'm going to get on out of here. It's your boy Jatois, and I am out. A peace. You can't see me, but I'm throwing up the peace sign, so peace!